A country that has even made the most powerful and influential country in the world, the United States, worry. The country is running in the footsteps of America in almost all areas, including industry, technology, production, world politics, and influence. Maybe in just a few years, we will see this country, instead of the United States, at the forefront of the world. But the surprising, but how? Let's learn about China, the country of the Great Wall, in this episode of The Desert. We don't know what kind of country China is. From which country did China gain independence? How is China rising above the United States? What are the surprising things about the country that we don't know? China is the largest country in the Asian continent, the second largest country after Russia. Although in some cases Russia is considered a European country. However, the constitutional name of China is the People's Republic of China, or People's Republic of China, or People's Republic of China for short. Its area is 9.5,096,961 square kilometers, which is 64 larger than Bangladesh. There is confusion and disagreement about who is bigger between the United States and China in terms of area. Therefore, it is either the third or fourth largest country in the world in terms of area. According to Worldometer's 2025, the country's population is about 141 crore 60 lakh 9,694 people. The country is the second largest country in the world after India in terms of population. Despite having such a large population, the population density in the country is not high. Only 151 people live here per square kilometer, whereas Bangladesh has 1,350 people per square kilometer. However, to put it very briefly, 17.2% of the people in the entire world live in China. That is, if all the people in the entire world are divided into small groups of 6 people, then there will definitely be one Chinese person in each group. The main language of China is Mandarin. There are more than 300 languages and dialects spoken here. There are some things in the country that will surprise you. For example, the Great Wall of China. It is the largest man-made structure in the world. The height of this wall is about 5 meters to 8 meters, and the length is 21,196 kilometers, which is much larger than the diameter of the Earth. The first paper, gunpowder, compass, and printing technology were invented in China, which changed the whole world. Except for a very small number of people, almost everyone in China uses chopsticks to eat food every day. The practice of eating this way is more than 4,000 years old. This means that every year in China, about 80 billion or 80 billion pairs of disposable or one-time disposable chopsticks are used. About 20 million trees have to be cut to make them, which has a huge negative impact on the environment. So recently, the use of metal, plastic, or ceramic chopsticks is increasing. 70 million tons of meat are eaten in China every year. China is the country that eats the most meat in the world. In some villages of the country, people still live inside caves, especially in Shaanxi province. The country has about 5,000 rivers. An important river in China is the Huanghe River, or Yellow River, which is called the Sorrow of China, because the Huanghe River has caused many terrible floods in history. Especially the flood of 1931 was one of the worst in history, in which about 2 million to 4 million people lost their lives. 1,500 megawatts. A bridge can be seen in China called the Danyang Kunshan Grand Bridge. This is the longest bridge in the world. The largest number of skyscrapers in the world can be seen in China. However, many large modern cities or residential areas have been built in China where very few people live, or in many cases they can be called deserted. So today they are left as ghost towns with no people, which are called ghost towns. In China, more than 200 million people are monitored in front of secret cameras. This is the largest surveillance system in the world. Currently, many schools in China use face scanning to take attendance. Some of the foods in the country are very strange, which you may not even imagine. For example, snakes, scorpions, various types of jungle animals, and even live octopuses are eaten here. A huge army of thousands of life-size burnt field soldiers, horses, and chariots have been found at the tomb of the first Chinese emperor, Phil Si Huang. Each of them has a different facial expression. China is a mountainous country. 2/3 of its total area is made up of mountains, small hills, plateaus, and deserts. The country has 14 neighboring countries. The countries are North Korea, Russia, Mongolia, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, Afghanistan, Pakistan, India, Nepal, Bhutan, Myanmar, Laos, and Vietnam. Russia is one of the 2 countries that has the largest number of land borders in the world, with 14 countries. China's land border is about 22,800 kilometers long. The average walking speed of a healthy adult is 4.8 to 6.4 kilometers per hour. Let's say a person walks at a speed of 5 kilometers per hour for agriculture. The country is the world's largest producer of rice, wheat, tomatoes, eggplant, grapes, watermelons, spinach, and many other crops. The most influential model country in the world today is the United States. The country has been influencing all countries of the world in various sectors for decades. However, the United States is undoubtedly worried and cautious about the way China is making rapid progress in the economy, technology, and product. Not only is the United States worried, but America sees this as the biggest geopolitical and economic challenge of the 21st century. China is currently the world's largest manufacturing country. Known as the factory of the world, this country produces trillions of dollars of goods every year. Many countries, including the United States, rely heavily on China for everything from electronics to clothing, toys, and even essential goods like medicines. Most of the world's electronics, garments, and automobile parts are manufactured in China. Many U.S. companies are still heavily dependent on China, such as Apple, Tesla, etc. This shows that the control of the supply of U.S. goods largely rests with China. The risks of this overdependence were clearly highlighted during the COVID-19 pandemic. China's Bear Project has built a huge infrastructure across Asia, Africa, and Europe, increasing China's political and economic influence in different parts of the world. The country is also a trading partner of Brazil, Chile, Peru, Uruguay, Argentina, and many other major countries. China has diplomatic relations with 176 UN states and has embassies in 174 countries. As of 2024, China has one of the largest diplomatic networks of any country in the world. Many analysts believe that China could surpass the United States in terms of economy by 2030. If we pay a little attention, we can see how China is catching up with the Western world. OpenAI's ChatGPT represents Western AI. China's response has been created by DeepSeek, Arnibot, SenseTime, etc., which aim to create powerful AI in their own language and thinking. Currently, China's Huawei is leading the world in 5G technology, proves that the United States is afraid of losing technological dominance. China has also developed its own GPS. Its name is Baidu. The Chinese government has introduced a strict internet censorship called the Great Firewall of China. Due to this firewall, many Western sites and apps cannot be used here, such as YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, currently X, Instagram, Google, etc. cannot be used in China. The Chinese have created alternatives to almost everything in the Western world. This has greatly reduced their level of dependence on others. For example, instead of YouTube, they have created Bilibili U, Tencent Video. Google has been replaced by Baidu, Facebook by WeChat, Twitter by X, and WhatsApp by WeChat, which are very popular in China. According to an estimate in 2023, the Chinese population is 33.4% Buddhist, 25.2% atheist, 19.6% Taoist, 17.7% other folk beliefs, 2.5% Christian, and 1.6% Muslim. China has 5 autonomous regions, namely Guangxi, Inner Mongolia, Ningxia, Xinjiang, and Xinjiang. China is the first country to successfully land a spacecraft on the dark or far side of the moon. The country has created an artificial moon and an artificial sun. China often gifts or lends pandas to other countries as a symbol of friendship, which is known as panda diplomacy. Giant pandas are only found naturally in China. From 1979 to 2015, China had a one-child policy, which was later changed to the two-child policy. Due to the long-standing one-child policy and the social preference for sons, China has a male population of several million more than women. Domestic car production is higher than any other country in the world. According to 2023 data, the country produced 31,060,966 cars that year. China was not a colony of any foreign power. Therefore, it has not gained direct independence from any other country. It is an ancient civilization that has been governed by its own dynasties and systems of government for thousands of years. Chinese civilization is about 5,000 years old. It is one of the oldest continuous civilizations in the world. The Chinese Army is the largest army in the world, the People's Liberation Army. It has an estimated 2 million or more active members, which is more than any other country in the world. In addition, there are about 5,100,000 in reserve. China is a recognized nuclear weapons state. China has the third largest nuclear weapons stockpile in the world and the second largest navy in the world. More than 1 billion people use smartphones in this country. The country's currency is called the renminbi. The people of the country commonly call the currency the Chinese yuan. 1 yuan is equal to 16.62 Bangladeshi taka. Recently, people in China have reduced the use of cash very much. Mobile payments, especially Alipay and WeChat, are quite popular in China, which is not even in many Western countries. There are many products and companies in China that are now not limited to China, which are popular and known in almost every country in the world. Chinese products and companies are so influential worldwide today that you definitely use some Chinese products every day, even if you don't know it, such as Alibaba, Xiaomi, OnePlus, Realme, TikTok, Lenovo, DJ, Tencent, Haier, and many more. If you consider from now on, you will see that most of the things you use in your home, office, agricultural machinery, or in your life are made in China. The surprising thing is that the country was a poor country, dependent on agriculture just 47 years ago. But how did they get to this position in less than 50 years? China was originally an agriculturally dependent, poor communist economy until 1978. At that time, the country's economy was centrally controlled. There was no opportunity for private ownership, and the farmers were very poor. In 1978, a leader named Deng Xiaoping started the Economic Organization of China. That same year, he launched the Reform and Opening Up policy. He allowed private ownership, launched a market-oriented economy, accepted foreign investment, and developed export-oriented industries. After that, China quickly moved on to economic development. However, the human rights situation in China has not received good reports from foreign governments, foreign news agencies, and non-governmental organizations. There have been allegations of widespread civil rights violations, such as detention without trial, forced confessions, torture, restrictions on fundamental rights, and the death penalty. According to the World Happiness Report 2025, the country ranks 68th in terms of peace. China has several close or friendly countries that work together with China politically, economically, and diplomatically. Such countries include Russia, Pakistan, Iran, North Korea, Bangladesh, Saudi Arabia, and countries in the Middle East. China also has rival countries, notable among which are the United States, India, Japan, Canada, Australia, Philippines, etc. If you like the report, please share it.